My wife rejected me in bed, don't touch me, I respect myself. Next day I turned her down cold. Her eyes, full of disgust, spat, I have self-respect. My marriage died in that instant, and I knew I couldn't stop what was coming next. The air in our living room was suddenly thick, heavy with unspoken resentments that had been building for years. I married Olivia, honestly believing I'd found my person, my forever. But sometime around our third anniversary, something in her shifted. I'm Daniel, 36, a project manager in Austin, and I make a good living. I never cheated, gambled, or gave her a real reason to walk away. But just being a good husband wasn't enough. The shift was subtle at first, a slow leak you barely notice until the whole ceiling caves in. Olivia started spending more and more time with her friend, Madison. Madison was divorced. It honestly felt like hating men became her full-time job. Soon, every conversation with Olivia felt like I was on trial, and she'd already decided I was guilty. Her mother didn't help either. She'd call right during dinner, always dropping comments about how her friend's daughter married a doctor, or her neighbor's son-in-law just bought a boat. Little digs, always hinting I wasn't measuring up. Our bedroom went cold first. Not all at once, but in slow, painful stages, like a thermostat turned down until you shiver. She'd come to bed later, always glued to her phone, always with some excuse. I tried to be understanding, that's what you do in a marriage, right? But understanding bled into weeks, then months. Every time I tried to reach out, even just to hold her hand, I got the same cold shoulder, the same heavy sigh. Like I was some burden she had to tolerate. Madison was over constantly, at least 3 times a week. They'd sit, drinking wine, talking in hushed tones that would instantly stop the moment I walked in. I'd catch snippets, complaints about husbands, about men, about how women deserve to be treated like queens. Olivia started parroting these ideas, terms like emotional labor and mental load I'd never heard from her, casting me as the villain in a story I didn't even know I was a part of. Then her mother would video call during dinner, and Olivia would chat for 40 minutes while our food got cold. If I suggested calling her back later, I was instantly accused of being controlling. Work became my refuge, which, looking back, was incredibly sad. I looked forward to the office because at least there, people treated me with basic respect. At home, I felt like I was constantly walking on eggshells, never knowing what would set her off. I started noticing things. How she'd light up when her phone buzzed, but barely acknowledge me. She'd spend an hour getting ready for Madison, but wouldn't bother changing out of sweatpants for me. Our credit card had charges from stores I'd never heard of, all while she complained we had no money for anything fun. My brother, Caleb, who lives up in Wyoming, would call monthly. He'd noticed my stress and begged me to visit his place on the lake, but Olivia always found a reason I couldn't go. Then came that night in late April that changed everything. I came home around what would you have done if you were me, bottom left of screen, click full story.